Hello, and welcome to this video tutorial on how to install the Schlage FE210 interconnect lock. Designed for both new construction and retrofit multifamily applications, this electronic lock offers the latest in ease of installation and programming. Before we get started, we'll take a look at your current door preparation to verify that the holes are properly drilled for your new FE210. We'll keep a checklist of the questions we'll need answered. If you cannot check every box in the checklist, you'll need to adjust your door and/or frame. You should have either 5.5 inches or 4 inches between the center of the deadbolt hole and the center of the door latch below the deadbolt. Crossbore diameter should measure 2 1/8 inches. Backset for the deadbolt and latch should measure either 2 3/8 inches or 2 3/4 inches from the door edge to the center of the crossbore. The bore for the deadbolt and latch should measure 1 inch in diameter. In order to use the fire post to meet the UL requirements, an additional hole should be drilled above the deadbolt crossbore. A template is provided with your lock, making this an easy modification. If you were unable to complete the checklist with all boxes checked, or if you need additional information, visit consumer.schlage.com/service-support or call Schlage customer service at 800-847-1864. The only tools you'll need are a tape measure, a flathead screwdriver, and a Phillips head screwdriver. You can use a power screwdriver, but please do not use an electric drill to tighten screws, as it could easily over-tighten the screws, stripping the threads, or even damaging the lock. Take a moment to locate the parts and components of the FE210. All the parts and components that came with your FE210 are shown here. Also included with your lock were installation instructions. You'll be able to follow along using the installation instructions that were provided. You'll be installing the bolt and latch first. The bolt and latch both come with pre-attached rectangular faceplates, but you can change to the optional rounded faceplates if your door calls for it. See your printed instructions for details on changing the faceplates. Refer to the backset measurement you took earlier to determine the proper deadbolt length. If your door has a backset of 2 3/8 inches, no adjustment is necessary. If your door's backset is 2 3/4 inches, the bolt can be easily adjusted by simply twisting the faceplate, as shown here. Notice the word top can be seen on the top of the deadbolt. Place the deadbolt in the upper hole, making sure the word top remains at the top of the latch. Use a Phillips head screwdriver to attach 2 screws. Before attaching the latch bolt, place the UL cup in the bore hole for the lever portion of the lock. This is required for UL compliance. The hole for the latch bolt on a UL cup should be closest to the interior of the door. Place the latch bolt in the bottom hole, making sure the latch passes through the UL cup. Be sure the beveled edge of the latch bolt is facing so it is the first part of the latch to come in contact with the door frame. Use the Phillips head screwdriver to attach 2 screws. In order for the lock to work correctly, we'll need to determine whether you are installing on a left or right-handed door. Stand on the outside of the door and locate the hinges. If they are on the left, you have a left-handed door. If they are on the right, you have a right-handed door. Now you'll want to confirm that the lock is correctly handed for the door. To confirm handing of the lock, locate the interior chassis and lever assembly and hold it to the interior of the door. Make sure the lever is pointing toward the hinges, and if curved, the curve is pointed down. Check that the stop screw is in the correct hole for left or right function. The holes are labeled L and R. Next, check the outside chassis. Take the exterior trim and the handing plate. You will need to insert the handing plate with prong side down over the spring cage. The handing plate has L's and R's located on the plate. For left-handed trim, the L's align horizontally. For right-handed trim, the R's align horizontally. When installed correctly, the lever will only operate by using a downward motion. Now make sure the deadbolt is retracted. Locate the outside housing assembly. The fire post must remain on the lock for UL compliance. When sliding the outside assembly into place, make sure the wire goes over the deadbolt latch. Place the interconnect assembly into place. Make sure the cam is in the vertical position. Slide the wire through the hole near the top corner of the interconnect assembly. Use the 2 screws to attach the interconnect assembly to the outside housing assembly, but do not fully tighten the screws yet. Install the firepost screw. With all 3 screws in place, ensure the deadbolt and interconnect assembly are properly aligned on the door and not crooked. Once satisfied, tighten all 3 screws. Connect the inside and outside wire. Connect the 9-volt battery and tuck in the wires. The interconnect chassis is adjustable. The industry standard door prep is 5.5 inches from the center of the deadbolt prep to the center of the passage prep. If you have a 5.5 inch prep, no further adjustments are required. If you have a 4-inch door prep, you will need to remove the black plate from the interconnect chassis. To do so, simply remove the 2 screws and remove the black plate. The internal mechanism of the interconnect chassis slides up and down. To install the inside chassis, push the mechanism up. With the inside chassis in place, attach the inside to the outside chassis using 2 screws. Now, we are ready to place the escutcheon. Because we attached the inside lever to help us make handing adjustments, we will need to first remove the lever using the wrench pin. Place the escutcheon over the interconnect assembly and reattach the lever. Attach the escutcheon plate to the interconnect assembly using 2 screws. Your installation is complete. To test the installation, first check to make sure the thumb turn operates the deadbolt latch. From the inside, press the lever down. The deadbolt and latch bolt should retract. From the outside, press the lever down. The deadbolt latch should not retract while the latch bolt should retract. If any of these tests do not result in the lock operating correctly, see the troubleshooting section in your instruction sheet provided with your lock, or call Schlage Customer Care at 800-847-1864. Thank you for choosing Schlage.